Hey y'all, and welcome to Out to Eat with Matt. Back in February, I took my family to Disney World, and we actually went and did Cinderella's Royal Table. So not my normal video on foodie stuff, but it was a fun time, so I wanted to share it with you. I love making some family videos for my family too to enjoy over time. This was a great experience that my kids really enjoyed. I've got two girls, 6 and 8, and a little guy who's 3. He could care less about any of the princesses, but he had a pretty good time here because I gave him a sword that he beat the fool out of me with the rest of the Disney trip. So if you go here and you get the sword, maybe hide it from the little guy the rest of the trip. But he had a blast. We had a blast. We had 6 of us with us, my family plus my mother-in-law, and just an all-around great experience. The food was expensive because you're paying for a character experience, but the food was actually pretty good. I mean, it was better than any of the other meals I had actually on the Disney campus. By far, one of the best. They had different appetizers, some braised meat, some shrimp, and some soups. My wife went with the soup. I went with the braised meat. My kids got some fruits and vegetables and cheeses. I thought the meat was the best option. It was just kind of a little beef appetizer, a little taste of beef. Not bad. It was actually pretty good. A little garnishment there to it, and pretty decent flavor. But why most people are here is for the princesses. They come out, they meet your kids, they talk to them, they stay in character. And it's got to be a pretty hard job, especially with all the Disney adults around talking to them in character. I don't know if I could keep a straight face doing that with an adult. But my kids absolutely loved it. My daughter Tinsley's favorite character ever is Ariel, so she was over the moon about that. They had pretty good steaks, too. I had a filet mignon. My kids had that mac and cheese you just saw. The filet mignon and potato wasn't bad at all. Chicken fingers. I think all 3 of us adults had filet mignon, which was actually decent. Not bad at all. So my kids loved meeting all the princesses. They had a great time. We met Cinderella coming in. I think this is Aurora. So they spent a lot of time with them. They actually come around to each table and spend a decent amount of time just talking to them. There's my steak again. Pretty decent. Not bad at all. Now, this is the part Tinny was over the moon about. She couldn't wait to meet Ariel. That's her all-time favorite. And, again, she spent a lot of great time talking to my kids and just kind of staying in character, talking to them as Ariel. I think this was my middle daughter's favorite part of the entire trip. So that was pretty cool that she got to experience that. You do have to plan this really far out in advance. My wife did all that kind of stuff. I just had to pay for it. My cousins, last second, were like, hey, we may join. And we're like, it is not that kind of a lunch. You got to plan this a long time in advance. So you got to be ready to kind of book this far out and get to it and be on time. And it's a whole ordeal. But my kids absolutely loved it. And the princesses were really nice to spend a lot of time with the children. That was pretty cool. Again, this was Tinny's favorite part of the entire trip, was meeting the real Ariel. And the princesses did a really good job. The wait staff here was nice. The food came out quickly. They get you in there. You can really spend about as much time as you want once you get in there until the next show starts. But the princesses kind of keep coming. I think there were 4 main ones. I don't know all my princesses, but I know this is the one from Brave, I think. And pretty cool. They were really excited. Cool big cathedral type building. I mean, you're inside the actual castle, the Cinderella's castle there that the fireworks go off at. This is Jasmine. We met Aladdin earlier at 1900 Park Fair, and my daughters told her that, and so she played off that, which was kind of cool. So they very much stay in character in the universe as well. Take a picture, Tinny. Being this was one of the easiest ways to meet the princess, it actually made our day move a lot smoother to just go ahead and pay the extra for it than to wait in all the princess lines. So we kind of factored that into our Disney day. We're inside Magic Kingdom, so it allowed us to kind of get to other stuff quicker. Since we got to do this at lunch, it allowed our other time to be freed up. We didn't have to stay in all the princess lines. And I think there was a value to that for sure. They actually had some decent desserts. This was kind of like an Oreo crunch kind of deal with a rock The cheesecake actually looked like cheesecake, but it's actually real cheesecake. Then I had this. It's kind of a toffee deal. It was pretty good with the clock on it. Actually crack into that. It was super chocolatey, super rich. It's surprisingly pretty decent. I mean, the desserts were really the fun part of the meal. Comes out with a 3-course meal with the appetizer, the main entree, and then a dessert. All the drinks are included in the deal. And all in all, it was a pretty good experience. I think my kids really enjoyed it. Here's kind of a look at the overall dining room area. We're about to leave, so I thought I'd capture kind of what it looked like. Big stained glass. Kind of a cool dome to it. Kind of gives you that old Disney vibe to it, like the old school stuff, which was pretty neat. I think that it's got its own enchantment to it. Again, it's a bit pricey, but for what we got to do, I think it was a lot of fun, and it saved us a lot of time. You know, from a dad's perspective, I'm always like, oh, this is expensive, but I think it was actually a pretty good time, and it saved us time at the rest of the park because we'd already gotten to do, several of the character involvements. So it was kind of nice not to get back in those lines. Let us go on and do other rides instead. If you like this kind of thing, make sure to subscribe here on Out to Eat with Matt. Typically, I cover more foodie type related videos.